My brothers and sisters in Christ, once again I find myself providing my weekly Rector's update from remote location. As much as happened at the end of July and beginning of August, I find myself in self-quarantine. Fortunately, just like this summer, I'm asymptomatic, and even better than last summer, my exposure happened at the beginning of my vacation, hopefully meaning that my extended absence will be brief, and I should be back at the parish for Mass this Sunday. But in the meanwhile, as I focus on this, unfortunate circumstance, the effect that COVID has had on our year, on our families, our country, our world, and even at a personal level, as I reflect on the great amount of kind of death and grief that I've experienced even over the last few days, having experienced multiple losses of people close to me. And even on Monday, celebrating what would have been my mother's 60th birthday, if she had not passed in March. So in one sense, there's a lot to be sad about at face value. And I know that a lot of people have suffered or experienced, in a sense, just an overall atmosphere of grief in the year 2020. And yet, here we are, at that time of year for Thanksgiving, the time we're reminded of all that we have to be grateful for, the gift of life in our own nation, the gift of all the blessings we have, the security as a society, and of course, most of all as Christians, we're thankful for the gift of life and the grace by which God redeems and sustains us. We realize that everything that we have, everything that we are, it's gift. And so, as we reflect on the gospel passage we heard this past Sunday, we're reminded that the Lord expects us to make a return, a spirit of generosity. And this isn't in a vague sense, but this is a very personal sense, when he reminds us that every person we encounter carries his face, the face of the hungry, the thirsty, the poor, the immigrant, the imprisoned, the sick, the stranger. All of these carry his face. And we either have the choice to be generous to him, who has been so good to us, or we can be without gratitude. We can be cold. We can be self-absorbed. We cannot give back. The Last Judgment gives words that challenge us every year, but they're appropriate as we focus in gratitude at Thanksgiving, but also in what our gratitude demands of us as a response to God. Not just a feeling of thank you, but a return to him, and therefore a return to those in need around us. Therefore, as I did in my bulletin letter this week, and I invite you to read it for a little more detail, I particularly want to make note of our DSF goal for this year. As usual, our parish goal stands at $135,000, and I'm very grateful for all of those who are watching this video who have already contributed towards that. We're within $20,000 of our goal for this year, and yet we still need to make that final push as we go into the last month of the year. The DSF is not just a vague goal, but as the Last Judgment reminds us, it's something actually very particular. It has a face. The hungry, the thirsty, the naked, the stranger. The DSF helps fund our efforts with Catholic Charities to provide for those in these circumstances, not just in the local church as a great whole, but especially right around the Co-Cathedral itself. The San Jose Clinic that we support through DSF helps provide health care for the poor and uninsured. Through efforts supporting the Gabriel Project, as we stand as a pro-life people, women in difficult pregnancies find help, not just immediate aid, but support in their lives. Right now, this year, we've been forced virtual in so many ways, even for our catechetical programs, and I'm grateful to our faith formation team for thinking outside the box to make things go on. But they've been supported greatly in this by the catechetical office of the Archdiocese, which is supported by the DSF. our seminarians that we've had. We just received notes from Father Robert Moreno of the Diocese of Brownsville this week, and we were joyfully able to celebrate his Mass of Thanksgiving this summer following his ordination. Our seminarians, our formation of clergy, even of our permanent deacons that's coming up in January, all of this is helped by the DSF. And so, my brothers and sisters in Christ, if you have not yet made a pledge to this effort, I ask that you prayerfully consider it, not just as one more thing to consider giving money towards, and not in competition with our own parish's particular needs, but as part of our parish's needs. There are the things that we can do here on our own and other things that we can only do in concert with others. I constantly see the face of the needy around me at the Co-Cathedral of the Sacred Heart. One cannot help but do so in downtown Houston. And it is through our cooperation with this initiative that we're able to help the hungry, the thirsty, the ill, the naked, the stranger, the incarcerated, all who bear the face of Christ. So please, as you consider end of year giving, even in difficult circumstances, I ask that you please consider helping us with our DSF goal again this year. You can visit the Archdiocesan website at archgh.org, or even our own website, which will have links to how you can give to DSF. In the meanwhile, I wish you and your families a happy Thanksgiving, a blessed Thanksgiving, and thank you for your life, your participation, your presence in the parish community of the Co-Cathedral of the Sacred Heart. And if you're looking for another prayer opportunity, I do remind that next week we will have our First Thursday solemn exposition of the Blessed Sacrament. And of course, as we get into the Advent season, there will be other opportunities for prayer and giving as well. O Sacred Heart of Jesus, we place all our trust in you. Amen.